All right, stick around today. Go ahead and I'll show you how we do this. All right, now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get this taken care of. You can see why I have such a rough edge on this. So let me show you what we're going to do. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use these strips. And I'm actually going to put these strips. That's why I made that line. So that line is going to be right even where I'm going to have these strips. So these are going to cover both sides. All right, so I got all the framing on the wall. All these screws are actually in studs, so that way I don't have to worry about this falling off. But you can see I have the outside frame all done on both sides. The little notch over there is going to be for I'm going to put long items, because the workbench is not going to go all the way down to that end. But now what I want to do is actually go through and on the studs itself, I want to actually put some more strips, so that way it gives support, so that way this thing won't pull off the wall. Alright, so I got the strips up on this side and over on the other side down there, you can see. So now I'm going to actually pause, probably go get some lunch, and I'm going to actually just spray these with some white paint so they kind of stand out. So they don't stand out. Got those up. You can see they're up here. I did run out of a couple of the screws, so I did put a couple drywall screws in, but they're all down at the bottom. So that sheet's up and this sheet's up. So now we're good with that, but you can see I got a little bit of an overlap here. So all I'm gonna do with this overlap is I'm gonna find my spot, I'm gonna draw a line, and I'll just actually cut it off even with that. Alright, all cut off. You can see I got the trim part sticking out there. So now all I got to do is trim this out. How we're going to do that, I haven't figured that part out yet. Now since I've been lazy, I got to go ahead and move all of this stuff here again, because I've been using it as kind of a workbench, but I need to get it all off so I can actually move it and put it in place. So let me get you guys on time lapse again. Alright, having problems getting them into the studs, so what I'm going to end up doing, I'm just going to drill it out and I'm going to tap con it straight to the wall. So, you seen me do that when I was doing the joints for this over here. If not, go back and look at the first video. It'll be on that in this series. But I'm going to go ahead and get this done now. Alright, in a perfect world, it would have just screwed right into the stud, but that's not the case. So what I ended up doing is actually drilling it out, and I did put these in. So let me show you what we got. So you can see we have these in. They're actually in there, into the block. So they're going to be nice and strong. But I wish I wouldn't have had to do it that way. I was trying to hit the stud, so I didn't have to do that. Alright, since I changed the way the workbench was mounted before it was mounted, so this end was against the wall, but now that it's not, I need to rechange this a little bit. So I want to make another support running up and down here, just that way I make sure there's no bouncing to this workbench. All right, realized I wasn't rolling the film when I did this, but you can see I went ahead and I have my receptacle strip actually is hooked back up again. This used to be fastened to the front of the workbench, but I put it up here. I think that'd be a much better spot. I still just got to get my electric run to here, but that's going to be in another day. Alright, so I'm going to call it a wrap for the day, but you can see I did get my pegboard up on both sides, I got the workbench up, and I even got the receptacle strip mounted. So that's what we're going to call it for the day. Alright, I think now I'm going to work on these lights because I have some of these in the wrong locations. You can see I only have 3 of them in the room, but we need to actually work on getting the light a little bit better situated. Like I have nothing really over the workbench, so even this light that's here needs to get moved or relocated. So we're going to work on that, and I'm going to plan that out here. Alright, you can see I got a couple lights mounted, but I didn't realize that this style is 3-prong. These are 2-prong. So the 3-prong will not plug into the 2-prong. So I need to go back and rethink on how I want to do this. Alright, so what I've come up with is, since I have, these are 3-prong and those are the 2-prong lights, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to change that one back out again and make that a 2-prong, and just have a string of the 2 prongs go down that side, and I'll have my 3 prongs come down this side. These on this side, I'm probably going to bring them in a little bit because that's going to become a separate room over there. So next project will be, coming up here, is going to be updating this bathroom, which you can see is kind of bad. But that's next. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get all these lights mounted and hung, and then you'll be able to see that, but I'll put you on time lapse throughout as I'm hanging some of these so you can see what's going on. Alright, so I'm going to wrap it up right there. You can see I did get the other light put in over here. So it is actually nice and bright in here now. If you have any ideas on what I could do for the ceiling in here, drop me a message below. But other than that, hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day. Alright, this is what we look like now in here. You can see it's nice and bright. So I think the next thing I'm going to work on is maybe getting power to my electrical strip over there, and I think I'm going to put a couple receptacles over here and over in that corner. Hey, if you could, give me a thumbs up, a like, and if you want, leave some comments below.